Hey, this is Steve with Safe Wake. We're back, and I'm here with Andy with CoastKey. Andy, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So tell us about what you got here and how that
Sure.
relates to boating safety.
Sure. So we have a system that's a keyless ignition system for boats, and when you add a fob to it, what it allows you to do is turn the ignition on the boat, start the engines on the boat, and then if you're carrying this fob and fall in the water, it's going to shut the engines off. Basically what we do is we're communicating our fob with our start panel mounted in the dashboard by radio frequency, and when you fall in the water, that radio frequency can't travel through the water, so it'll shut the boat off immediately as soon as you fall in.
So then we don't need the lanyard anymore.
Nope, the lanyard does still work, and if you were going to be staying by the helm, you could always use the lanyard, but this gives you the freedom to move around, and we actually are ABYC approved in their component certification program that we meet the law that went into effect.
Nice.
That requires lanyard use. Yeah.
Very cool.
Another thing that we do is we've kind of added more functionality. So with this fob, it does everything that the first one I showed you is, but with this you can control other things wirelessly. I can tilt engines up and down. I can operate an anchor windlass or a bow thruster. Even one of our fobs here, we put some symbols on it. We could turn remote batteries on and off. The nice thing about adding functionality is that since you could do other things with the fob, besides it acting as a wireless lanyard, you're more likely to keep it on your person since
Absolutely.
You could start and stop and all that. Yeah.
So we can control our bow thruster or our windlass with this,
Yep.
as well as have start-stop functionality.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
you told me before, we don't even need keys anymore if we have this. Is that right?
No, the keys, a lot of times what somebody will do is if the keys aren't already in a remote location, they'll put them down below so that it's a redundant system. If something ever happened and you needed to operate the key, you still could do that. But now the key is out of the way and all you've got is the start panel and the fob.
Very cool. Now let's talk about how intrusive is this? How hard is this? Is this something I can do on the weekend, or is this something I need to hire people to do? Or
yeah. If you're at all mechanically inclined, it's if you're not hooking up any of that other wireless functionality, which obviously is a little bit more difficult,
Sure.
but not terribly. If you're hooking up our standard system is called that comes with the 2-button fob, you would order it for the type engine on board the boat. So, for example, here is a Mercury key switch, and how our system would be installed, you'd say, I've got a single engine Mercury system and I want to get your system. We would send it with a harness that is made for Mercury. So you would go to the back of the key switch, you would open up the 2 halves, and you would take our harness, insert it in between.
Okay.
This third lead here, if you come down here to our engine box, this plugs in like so.
Okay.
And then this just goes to the back of the dashboard and screws in, and that's your installation.
So I don't need any wire connectors, any fancy tools. Basically,
Nope.
I need a place to be able to mount that, a drill or something.
Correct.
And then I can plug and play this with all weather pack connectors. And
Absolutely, yeah, and we have harnessing for all the major engine manufacturers. The nice thing about a Mercury is if you've got the full-size Mercury key switch, it'll fit directly in that hole. So you
Nice.
wouldn't even have to drill a hole in
wow.
that instance. So,
wow, that's pretty cool.
so yeah, so it's a super easy installation. It gives you safety, it gives you protection, it gives you convenience. There's no excuse to not use a lanyard anymore.
No, that's true. And here's the deal, guys. I mean, we want everyone to have some sort of kill switch on board. We want you to use them. Andy's providing value and other things you can do with it. And that's the hope, is that with something like this that's multi-function, if I could control a windlass and a bow thruster at the same time as being safe and having a start-stop button, I'm killing a lot of birds with one stone. This is really good stuff.
Well,
Thanks for
you.
your time.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our IBEX content. Hey, if you or someone you know hasn't already been approached by SafeWake that does boating safety and technology, please drop us a line below. At SafeWake, we are committed to bringing the latest and greatest boating safety and technology to our audience. Thanks, guys.